Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aminuddin bin Omar, 2318059. As for today, I will be delivering Persuasive using moral motivated sequence. Do you still remember the abolishment of big examination, which is PSRM 83? This is one of the major reforms in Malaysian education, which sparked widespread public debate. I still remember during this time there was an uproar among the citizens. Many believed that this will lead to the downfall of child education. However, today, does the abolishment really make student education go downfall? Some may say that, but for me personally, I believe that examination system needs to be reduced and replaced with continuous assessment. Why? The biggest answer to this is we want to create a student that is harmoniously balanced, not exam oriented. Then some may ask, does being exam make student become exam oriented? Actually, this issue has been discussed by many intellectuals and educationists for a long time. Even before the introduction of the new curriculum, which is KSSR and KSSM, they reflected the national philosophy of education, which I quote, education in Malaysia is a continuous effort toward expanding individual potential holistically to create a human that is balanced and harmony in the aspect of intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and physical. From this statement from NPE, a question arises, which is how we want to create a balanced student in all aspects if we only focus in assessing the intellectual part through examination. How about emotional? How about spiritual? And how about physical? Therefore, the curriculum was not in line with the national philosophy. Many educationists believe that a change must be made. Moreover, in the aspect of assessment, including Sufyan Hussein and Prof. Rosani Hashim. Plus, in my personal experience, I've met with the political secretary of Minister of Education, which is Mr. Anwar and Mrs. Atika, and I have personally asked them about this decision to abolish the exam. According to them, this decision is not half big decision that is made freely. Moreover, not a political agenda. This is a long discussed initiative by many parties from intellectuals, NGOs, leaders, and many more, establishing that this decision is very important to the development of our country. Why? Because we want to create more balanced students. And you may ask, if there are no big exams, how can we improve? And the more important, how we can create more balanced students. The first thing that can be done is by improving the continuous assessment system in education. And this effort that is ongoing, in ongoing implementation by Ministry of Education. For example, the Ministry of Education has introduced the classroom assessment or PBD for assessing other aspect than intellectual changing assessment question, and they also change the assessment question to other than traditional pen and paper methods. For example, they introduce an experiment in science subject, and also assessment of understanding through presentation and so on. And also in language, we have the assessment of the student need to improve their mastery in the language using 4 type of language skills, which is speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And we can also continue to study specific methods to prepare students with the needs to face the 21st century by also developing the emotional and spiritual aspect of students. Now, we can see that more studies and action research are being conducted to examine student personality and behaviors in order to find measures to continue to produce balanced students. Can you imagine a classroom where students are not judged solely by a single examination paper? Instead, their talents, creativity, communication skills, leadership, and character are continuously assessed throughout the year. Students become more confident to learn. They become more confident to ask the question, to develop their potential without constantly fearing on a high-stake examination. Now imagine the opposite situation, in which students continue to spend years memorizing facts only to forget them after the examination. Teachers focus mainly on preparing students for tests, where important aspects such as critical thinking, collaboration, emotional development, and values receive less attention. As a result, we may produce students who achieve excellent grades but struggle to adapt to the challenges of the 21st century. Therefore, reducing the examination system and strengthening continuous assessment can help Malaysia produce more balanced, competent, and future-ready citizens in line with the national philosophy of education. Now, as students, educators, and a member of society, we should support efforts to improve continuous assessment rather than demanding a return to examination-oriented education. We should encourage schools to value student overall development, provide constructive feedback, assessment practice, and embrace educational reform that promote holistic learning. Let's move together beyond the mindset that examination results are the only measures to success. Together, we can help build an education system that develops not only knowledgeable students, but also balanced individuals who are intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, and physically prepared for the student. Therefore, I raise my case. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.